Good day, everyone. Hello, everyone out there. I am Justice. I am Justice Strong, and I come today to give you guys another message, words of wisdom, if you may call it. Um, Today, brothers and sisters, we will be talking about our housing crisis. I call it a crisis because it is a crisis. It may not be crisis for others, but for the majority of the people, having somewhere to rest their head and call home has become a crisis. So as you can see, I have a picture here that says Section 8. But of course we know there's more other housing out there, like HUD and public housing and, other things. So let's read project-based government-funded program that provides rental housing to low-income households in privately owned and managed rental units. We're going to read the tenant base. It says, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development HUD program for assisting very low-income individuals and families to rent housing in the private market. I'm going to get straight to the point, like most of my messages are. Here are some of the issues that we are having with public housing, Section 8, HUD, etc. No one is able to receive it. And what I mean by no one is, we all know that most of these programs have waiting lists, right? And you wait, sometimes you can wait forever and don't ever receive it, right? But here's the thing. Most of the people who work for these programs are not for the people. And that's what I need the people to understand. That's what I need the government to understand. Most of the people, from the managers to the commissioners to whomever else that housing put in line, have did fraud, have records of taking housing money and doing other things with it, which is facts. You can look it up. You can find this information. It's public information. They cannot hide it from the public. And if you try to, there's ways of finding it. See, what I have issues is with some of the reasons why people are not able to get these opportunities to grow, to prosper, to build, is because when the government puts these grants, loans, etc., whatever people are applying for, into these people hands, HUD, Section 8, public housing, the people that they give these grants to. My problem is that with the government is that I don't know, in my opinion, well, it seems that they're not checking on, or they pick and choose to check on where the money is going. See, I don't know if anyone ever had, well, of course, people had Section 8 and public housing and HUD and everything. And I know family members who I speak with and I do interviews with, and, and they tell me about certain things, who are working people. They're not, well, I want to set something else straight. Some people that do receive these programs, this help, they are all not people who are, you know, with most of the world think of them as lazy. People are not doing nothing. That's very untrue. And if the people that feel like this take time out to do the research and understand, then you will find that's far from the truth. Now, I'm not saying that people don't have flaws, but people have flaws everywhere. But it seems like a lot of people look at someone for what they have or what they don't have or where they live, if it's a red zone area, and um, make a lot of assumptions when they're always wrong, right? So back to housing. My issue with housing in general is that the people that's in position have to do their jobs correctly. When the government gives you those grants, it is not for your own leisure, your own houses, your own cars, your own trips, your own da 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 da. Because at the end of the day, you will learn. You can wind up being in the same position even when you think you won't. When people get these Section 8 vouchers, housing vouchers, public vouchers, all these type of vouchers, right? They're expected to pay their portion of rent. Or, quote unquote, some people feel that they don't even pay rent at all, which is another untrue statement. I tell you, my people, I do this for you. I call it out. I step up to the plate for you. When people get these vouchers and they go to these places and they live there, nothing is being done. Nothing is being done. The people is being more harassed that live there than the killings, uh, uh, the drugs, uh, uh, the conditions of where they stay. Most of every, and you can say, oh well, it's the people. Another untrue statement. Most of every HUD, Section 8, because a lot of these HUD programs has built um, newly renovated apartments, right? And they claim that, oh, it's for senior citizens or it's for certain people, which is untrue and unfair. Which is untrue and unfair. Now, I say, well, why is it untrue and it's unfair? The senior citizens shouldn't have anything nice? Indeed, they should. But so should other people. So should the younger people. And they shouldn't have to suffer just because they're young, so they should have to deal with something old that they didn't even create. They didn't destroy the young people didn't destroy. They're just now getting an opportunity. That wasn't even their time. But yet they have to live in the scraps that was dealt before with no improvement. Let me bring news to you. The reason why you can't get that apartment, the newly renovated apartment, or wherever you want to be, is because the people that's working for HUD and Section 8 are giving it to themselves, their family members. Check their records, government. And when you find this out, why are they still in position? There's a lot of crooked people that works for HUD and works for Section 8 that is still there, who have took that money and paid their own bills with it. Went on trips, bought cars, and took all of that money, and the government knows that, but yet they're still in a position. Why? You don't think that somehow they're still doing the same thing? It is time for change. It is time for change. See, the conditions of these apartments, housings, and the people that you do business with when you're selling these houses to them, because that's another thing. why you can't get the houses, because they're having private contracts with supposedly Jewish people. Now, I don't know if it's exactly Jewish people. It could be Jewish, Haitian, Black, whomever comes with the correct money that they're asking for. But you can't get it because they're selling it to them and they're renting it to you. There's information and facts about that. See, my issue, the people's issue is that there's work being done. Excuse me if you hear noise. There's supposedly work being done. But the issue is when the people are living in these buildings, right? These buildings, these housings, etc. They are not receiving the they're not receiving good property management, right? They're not receiving they're not receiving good property management. They're not receiving a stable environment, and they're being more harassed than the people they should be and the things they should be protected from. Most of all of HUD, Section 8, except for the newly renovated ones, except for the newly renovated ones, which they decide that they're not going to give any people those because they make money on them on the back end off of people that they do business with, and they're the ones that is living there. The majority of those properties sit empty, which is shameful. And the ones that they still have people living in, they have buildings. HUD, Section 8, public housing. They have buildings that been here, that is still here, that has been here in terrible condition. If it be, it really doesn't matter. But in the inner cities, okay, they have buildings that been here, that people are living in, that has been here for over 50 years. No repairs. The repairs are very swift, very minor. And when people put in, because I've talked to some of my fellow people who receive, and maybe I can get them to do interviews. I've talked to them who receive this housing, this public assistance from HUD and everything. And their issues that they say to me is that the people from the management who sit in the office on these sites to the janitor workers who supposed to work the sites, a lot of them are not even qualified to do what they do. They hire people off the streets to handle their responsibilities. The conditions of the buildings are so bad that the basements are bad, the roofing are bad, and nothing gets fixed. And if something supposedly gets fixed, it breaks back instantly. Well, why do you bring this up, Justice? I bring this up because most cities and states have codes where things must be updated, especially in 2026, to a home, to a property, to be considered a safe environment, a safe home to even live in, to move in. If it's from the plug sockets to lights to ventilation to certain things like that, you must have certain things in your home for people to be able to move in, which most of these HUD buildings, right, apartments don't have until this very day. They still suffer from rat infestation. So My question for the people is, if you say that these people that live in these environments don't pay rent, supposedly, which is another untrue statement, right? Why haven't they been knocked down? Let's start there. And given people a better opportunity to have something better, like all the newly renovated buildings and apartments that they build. There's people that are living in these places and they are trying to get better opportunity, but you have people that's in these offices in HUD and Section 8 who tries to act as if they're better than, or act or tell people lies that they can't, or do fraudulent things to their paperwork, and to things that they're trying to do. There's evidence to prove it. The people are suffering. Your people are suffering. I wanted to talk about, because I told you guys I was going to get further into it, I wanted to talk about housing and HUD and Section 8 and everything, because this is very important. So, I thought about other people because I think about all people. That even goes for people who are renting, paying their money, buying houses. They're suffering. Well, what do people who are buying houses and renting and working have to do with people, Section 8, HUD and public housing? See, when you start to separate the people, you separate the minds. You start to separate the souls, the intentions, the needs, the desires. It's best to figure out things for all and try to include all and separate more and more people. So I include the people that have houses and um, that is renting and paying, because here's the thing. For the longest, you have been put to go head to head. You have people that's on these housings and public housings in Section 8 versus the people who pay rent and work and have houses and have to pay mortgage and monthly rent, when you should be working together. Well, why do you say that, Justice? Because most of people who do have houses pay rent. I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care if you're a politician. I don't care whom you are. You know someone that you care about who may have public housing, Section 8, HUD, or whatever. Or if not now, at one point you did. And if you don't, this still applies to you. You're no different than the next man or woman. When the people that rent, right, um, pay mortgages, you have the same issues as the people on housing. From the areas you live in, from the conditions of where you live at. You're renting out, you're paying $1,300, $1,200 for somewhere where you live at, and you're saying that the rent is too high. Things are not included like when it was included once before. You have food, you have your needs, accessories, etc. See, my issue is with the numbers. My issue is the calculation. I like numbers. I like, well, you guys should know a couple of things about me by now. Um, mhm. But here's the thing, okay? When you have all these people in your property and they're paying you It once again it falls back to the government. You know the money people are making. You see the taxes. You see their pay stubs. You know better than they know. You take out taxes. You do this. You do that, and then in return you say they filed. They get something back, but it's still not worth anything when it's time to adjust. It's really not. It's simply about what was taken out, basically. So you you have the people, and it's a bunch of people in a building paying mortgage, and how big the property is, the more, renting and et cetera and everything. But here's the thing: most of these people are in on contracts on these big buildings. Okay, they're government approved. Okay, they can qualify for all these cuts and grants and all this other stuff. You're charging people uh, all this money, and it's nowhere near adding up to what they're making, and now you're causing more damage to the world because now people are doing stealing from others, creating conflict just to make rent. It's ludicrous. See, what I don't like is the we know it but we don't care. I don't like that. I don't. It doesn't sit well with me. Okay, I'm gonna start wrapping things up, but I wanted to people like to say that people, even from people who are with their mortgages, prices of houses, renting apartments have went so high that you as the government know that people can't afford it, which is causing more conflict. I can't help but think that this is something that people want to go on or continue. The people that is working for HUD and Section 8, stop taking those grants and those monies and doing what I will with it. You will learn. The money is for the people. The money is for those apartments to get fixed. There's no way you have apartments that's been sitting over there, rental apartment that's been sitting there for over 50 years, and the maintenance is horrible. The maintenance is horrible. I ask the government, do you not question or see that they are spending this money? Why are these people still in place to work there? To find another way to steal the money. The people should have a right to know, and you guys can find out how much grants and all that the government is giving these people. Every time you come and you're supposed to help the people, you are not looking for damages or things that need to be actually fixed and help. Like the repetitive mold that get kids sick and people sick and the elderly sick that they're not telling you about. The killings. See, they like to say that they have all these people or security watching the people, but that's not for the people. They harass the people. They harass the people. It's evidence of that. But yet, people can sell drugs right in front of them. There's evidence of that. To condition of these Section 8 and these HUD apartments and homes and buildings that have been here have yet reached state code of the things that they're supposed to have in there, from the light sockets to the ventilation to the fire equipment. It it's not there. The people are suffering. See, My brothers and sisters, you must understand the bigger picture. You must try to stop fighting each other and saying, well, you don't deserve this and you don't deserve that, and say that we deserve this. We deserve that. Because if you don't, they will continue to divide you by the red zone area. They will continue to divide you by renting versus owning. They will continue to divide you with Section 8 and public housing and HUD. They will continue to divide you and look past you. You must do better for your community, your environment. You must demand. You must attend these meetings. You must put in the work, my people. You must put in the work. They keep you occupied by other things and heavy on your chest, but you must take the time out to try to do the work, my people. So what do you propose, Justice, for Section 8 and HUD? What I propose is change. When they are applying and getting these grants, just like other places do that qualify and get these grants that they don't tell people about, that when they get these grants, they take the money and they split it up amongst them and they go on these vacations. That needs to stop. The government needs to get in and have a list and come out and see what is this money going. The people need to be informed. Oh, well, we don't have to inform people. You do. You should. If the money is for them, for where they rest their head at, they should not know what's happening. If HUD Section 8 get a grant every year, they want to apply for this grant, right? That's why they fake through the inspections. When they don't expect anything, they come into your apartment and look for something wrong instead of looking for what they should be doing right with the money. Conditions have been horrible for years. Conditions have been horrible for years. Conditions have been horrible for years. From lead, yeah, to mold, yeah, to killings. Now they would say, well, the killings are, how is that the government's fault? That sounds like the people's fault. No, it's indeed the government's fault. It's indeed why? Because you give these grants and this money to these commissioners, to these people who sit in those chairs and act like, when half of them are not even qualified to sit there. Yeah. See, if you do the work and you study the people and you read the backgrounds and you dig and you do what you must do to help to serve the people, you'll find out that half of them are not qualified to be there. Half of them has done fraud. That's just like the mayors and the politicians. I will get into that. I will get into that. And I'm challenging any politician, any mayor to, if you want to challenge me, we can always have a respectful conversation. I will not tolerate disrespect. See, my government has taught me well. We will get into that. Or we will get into the governors, the mayors. I will get into that. There's work that needs to be done. People that need to be questioned. Things that need to be challenged. And we as the people, are we here to do the job? See, as I continue what I propose change. The people need to know when these grants are being given to these places. The people need to know what exactly are they going to do for the communities with these grants that they claim to do. Because what are the grants for? Because everyone there get a check. They get a check. The people in the office, the managers, the commissioner, they all get a check. So when you get the grants for the government, what does it entail? What does it entail? What does it entail? What do the government expect you to do with that money? When you write those proposals for those grants and you do, well, and please don't tell me you don't. I do what I do and I do it well. What are you saying that you're needing this for? Because the work is not being done. I would love to read those proposals and read those papers. I would love to. Don't worry, I enjoy reading it. It doesn't matter how many people still. I'll read it. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to say this. It's time for change. Stop putting Section 8 open waiting lists online when you lie. You do that to show the government that, oh, we opened something and look, we're doing this and look how many people sign up. When you take that money and you lie and you wait for a year or two and you turn around and tell those people when you think they forgot or you think they don't have the information that, oh, you don't qualify. You don't call them. You don't tell them why they don't qualify. You lie. You say, oh, no, the number's not the same. Listen, you have to stop lying to the people. We will take no more lies. We will call you out on every lie. Numbers are the same. Emails are the same. You're not doing your job in reaching out. You're doing that to reach a quota for the government to get a grant. You come inside people's apartments. You talk to them ridiculous. You act like you don't get nothing done. You have people, they have a toilet break or something done. They're waiting for a whole year. Whole 2 years to get something fixed. You're putting people in positions who are basically ex-convicts, ex-thieves. It is time for change. Stop putting things on websites and putting ads out when you know you're not opening the doors for people. And you're doing that just to show, just to pretend and put something out there that you're doing something positive and you're not. A lot of you people, you do the same tactics, the same scenarios. And you think, oh, won't nobody notice? I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to come and discuss the housing crisis that the USA is going through, the people. You will say, well, what can we do? We have a house. Well, you can do a lot. A lot of you live next to racist people, criminals that do things, and you're still paying mortgage. See, you don't have to pay for something that you're not getting. See, let me help my people that have houses and, and doing what you do. Listen, congratulations. People that have public housing Section 8, you congratulate people who are paying rent and you have houses. And the people that have houses and is paying full market rent, you help those people to better themselves and help them, and maybe you guys can help each other. Because you might know someone in your family who needs housing, and they might know someone who want to move out of housing to get a house, and then y'all can switch in reverse. Think about what I just said. Now, you can say it doesn't make no sense, but it makes a lot of sense. Because if you can work together, you can go and when you stand together, my people, you can stand together and go to the government about these issues and say, here's a proposal. This is what we think as the people. You must stand together. See, I show up. See, some people might look at me and say, well, you're very young or whatever. But see, here's the thing. My wisdom is not. I've been doing this activist work now for going close to 10 years. And I have been building and I have been building. And that's the same thing you can do. See, my people, I don't sit here and sit high and look down. Not now, not ever. I am not God. I understand that. I am only a genius in the field that I am in. And I'm okay with that. But you can become a genius in your field too. Now, if you choose for some reason to stay in these predicaments, my people, then that is on you. And I have no choice but to respect that. But for the people who want out, for the people who are striving and trying, on both sides, a mortgage, a renter, a public housing, you are all in the same boat. Because you can sit there and say what you want, but you all want better than. You all will wish that you had a break with this rent, that you lived in better environments. It is time for change. It is time for change. We have to have respect for others. We have to. We have to start. It's already different areas where they label red zone areas and certain people. It's already that. That shouldn't be allowed. Certain things shouldn't be allowed. I speak to the government when I say this. You see your paperwork. We know you don't play about your money, right? Right? Or do you? Or do you? Or do you not care when these people are asking for, because you care about the small business loan people. You give a person for $10,000, you're on their heels about what they're doing with the money, but you're writing these checks because they say, oh, they're Section 8 or HUD, that you don't care no more. You just gonna say, oh well, look, we gave the money, we don't care what they do with it. And I understand that, but I do. The people care. The people care. All of you that sit in those chairs who think that you will not learn and you will not be touched is false. You can no longer take the people money and do what you want with it. You will get put on blast each and every time. I hope for the people that my message was well received and heard. Of course, we will talk. We will stay on the topic about housing and Section 8 and renting and owning and everything else. You have to make a profit, people. You hear me? You must sustain your life, the future of for your family. Okay, I'm gonna stop there, but I have I will be coming back. I have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. It's big to me, so. But I just wanted to come back and have this meeting, this conversation about housing and what's going on and how can we make change. We make change by creating the change. Start by the people who are receiving this money. Start by speaking to the people who are living in these properties. Start by doing something with their messages about what they're saying. And my people, my brothers and sisters, you must do something. You must stick together. You must attend and participate. Peace to all people and religions.